So we'll debut Joel B. New.
Speed up. Just, 5, 6, 7. Do the laundry, the hampers gathering dust. Toss out the pizza box and moldy crust. Could play the Xbox, could bluff and tune a guitar, or Law and Order's on the DVR. There you go, doing anything and everything to write a song. There you go, doing anything and everything to write a song. Distract you, your song's a bitch and she just smacked you. Focus, make your creative load a little lighter. Write a song down, be a songwriter. 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 Sort the mail pile, some bills and statements to shred. It died. Oh, it died. There you go, doing anything and everything to write a song. Are you lazy or dying? There you go, doing anything and everything to write a song. Even any boredom. Focus, focus. Don't let stupid shit distract you. Your song's a bitch and she just smacked you. Distract you. Your song, your song, your song. Focus, focus. Don't let stupid shit distract you. Your song's a bitch and she just smacked you. Focus, focus. Don't let stupid little liar write a song down. Be a songwriter. There you go. Be a songwriter. There you go.
Hello, YouTube! Welcome to Joel B 40. I'm Joel B New, and I be 40. Tonight is a look back at all of the music and performances over the last 20-something years, so buckle up. You know, a lot of my songs have been performed once, which I think is crazy because I'm so proud of these performances and of these songs. And so Joel B 40 is a time for us to slow down, pause, and take a look back and celebrate the projects and the people who have been with me and have gotten me and my creativity to this point. I'll be back a little bit later, don't worry. But for now, I'm going to turn it over to my ridiculous friend, Charles Sanchez.
Just so you know, Joel just offered, because I have a little bit of we don't know what this is, and Joel decided, he goes, do you want to wear a scarf? And that's exactly how he said it. That was as butch as he gets. If he's any butcher with any of you folks, it's a lie. It's a lie, because he's like, woo, hi, when I walk in the door.
Well, that's true.
Happy birthday, Joel.
Thanks, sweetheart.
40. You don't look a day over 41. You selfish selfish, toxic, mean hack. Ooh. Ooh.
Did that sting back?
that
Yeah, that hurt.
yeah, it hurt me as much as it hurt you.
Rubber and glue. That's what I have to say to you. Rubber and glue.
All right. So this one time, I was at a party and I was talking about this web series that I was doing called Manhattan Man Travels. And this friend of mine, this mutual friend of Joel's and mine, Shane Saldivar, said like, hey, you're looking for someone to write some songs. Joel writes some songs. I'm like, I'm not going to ask Joel because Joel's too fancy. And Joel went, what do you speak? What? And then all of a sudden he wrote a few songs for like this little ghetto, web series that I did. And from there, for some reason, when he was writing Monkey Trouble Unleashed, he thought of me when it came time to create I almost said.
What did you almost say? Say it.
I'm not going to say
Speak your truth.
No. A closeted lesbian. That's just what I think she is. I think she's a closeted lesbian. Landlady who is tasteful but troubled. And her name is Mrs. Saplotnik. And I think I found the proper subtlety and the proper sort of nuance to her character, and really the kind of grounding that she brought to Monkey Trouble Unleashed. I think you'll find this number particularly will make you feel groundling-ish. Well, don't just stand there. Help me move this body. I almost cried when I first tried to move this rigid body alone. Got in my head when my friend said to leave a message after the tone. I will make this short and sweet. I could use some body heat. Take the hands, I'll take the feet. Tell the DJ drop the beat. Won't you help me move this body? Won't you help me move this body? We'll be feeling really nice when we're feeling really naughty. Help me move this body. Help me move this body. And then after we're all done, we can go get some gelati. Help her move it. Help her move it. Thought I was through. Along came you. You look like you got something to prove.
Boy, you got something to
You
prove.
understand, I need a hand. Can't seem to get this body to move.
Can't get this body to
Honey,
move.
don't put up a fight.
Don't put up a fight.
Just let go, but hold on tight.
Hold on tight.
Is it wrong? This feels so
Feels so
right.
right.
I could do this every night.
Alright.
Won't you help me move this body? Won't you help me move this body? We'll be feeling really nice when we're feeling really naughty. Help me move this body. Help me move this body. And then after we're all done, we could go get some gelati. It's time for you to man up. It's time for you to man up, man up, man up. Won't you help me move this body? Won't you help me move this body? We'll be feeling really nice when we're feeling really naughty. Help me move this body. Help me move this body. And then after we're all done, we can go get some gelati. Won't you help me move this body? Help me move this body. We'll be feeling really nice when we're feeling really naughty. Help, 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 help me move this body. After we're all done, we can go get some gelati. Won't you help me move this body?
Hello, darling. Happy birthday. I believe I first met Joel at a reading of Mackenzie and the Missing Boy, but we're talking years ago. So the character I played, who the last time I played her in recent years, is fully a nun. When I first got brought into the project, it was to play a Corrine and a Floozy. I think was her name Flossie? Flory? Flassie. Maybe it's Flossie. But she sang a song about meat, a steak. I enjoyed that number. But you know, as happens, Coreens graduate to become nuns. But in this case, you're not hearing either of those numbers. You're going to hear a classic villain song from a completely different show, because Joel writes a mile a minute. How? None of us know. But we're all the better for it. So happy birthday. Mwah. Danny, are you not happy? Life is not some never-ending party. Sorry if that makes your bubble burst. Best you hear it from your Auntie Barty, who always puts her monkey man first. Do you really think there's better options? Better than the current one you've got? Before you go, you should know there's not. Oh, Danny. So what? There's no view here for you to admire. It could be so much worse. So what? There's no walls here, just cheap chicken wire. It could be so much worse. So what? There's no way to say what you want to say. Some things are best left unsaid. With no song or dance, you lessen the chance of upright pianos being dropped on your head. That's what happened to your mom. She didn't want you. All she wanted was to play the piano. But in the end, it was the piano that played her. So what if the air smells like burned rubber tire? It could be so much worse. So what? There's no exit in case of a fire. Life's a bitch of a curse. But out there, your back will find itself against a wall. Curtains will rise, pianos will fall. I've seen it all, and it could be so much worse. Do you know what her final words were to me? She said, "Help, a fucking piano just fell on me!" But then she said, "Repressing your memories is lots and lots of fun. Pianos are not. This shit weighs a ton. Tell my son it could be so much
So early on in the pandemic, as we were all quarantining, one of the things that helped me stay sane and comforted and cozy were the Hallmark movies, specifically Hallmark Christmas movies. Now, I usually only watch holiday movies around holiday time, but desperate times, desperate measures. And that's when I decided to create my own, called Undertaking Christmas. I produced it as like a one-man show with Gillian Berkowitz as my music director and accompanist, and we did that at a soundstage in Brooklyn. And then last year, I self-produced it as a podcast musical with a full cast of fantastic performers, including myself, but a lot of others as well. And if you have Spotify or Apple Podcasts or any of those types of things, you can listen to the entire thing, and I highly encourage you to do so at any time of year. You know, I love me a good villain, and so I wanted to include in this evening of music the villain's entrance song in Undertaking Christmas. And in the podcast version, you can hear Ryan Bauer-Walsh, a dear friend of mine, perform it just to perfection. I don't have a video of Ryan performing the song, which like breaks my heart. Here's from Undertaking Christmas, my 2020 performance of Back Roll Cole.
You were the big senior at Sadness High.
when I'd just begun freshman year. Glasses and braces and man boobs, oh my. The future, like my complexion, was unclear. I prayed no one would notice this awkward, hefty kid with combination skin. Much to my chagrin, you did. Back row co, that's what you called me. Back row co, how it appalled me to my soul. You were no chum, you were no chum. Wish I may, wish I might refuse it. People say they prefer I use it. To this day, even me mum. I'm actually grateful you were so hateful. Let all bygones be gone. The nickname stuck, and now this duck is a slimmer, trimmer, shimmering swan. Back row co, what a comeback story. Back row co, no got just glory from a hole where once was a heart. It's rolled off my back, I've left it behind. I'm smoking hot, I've only got revenge on my mind. I'm on a roll, I'm back row co. Look out, old back row is back.
Joel, happy birthday. I'm Madge. Joel and I met through Oklahoma State University, but not at the same time. So OCU has a really magical alumni network called OCU NYC that produces events and workshops. And I think it was probably 6 years ago that they did an alumni cabaret. And I did this really demented mashup that I do of Queen of the Night by Whitney Houston and the Queen of the Night aria, because bel canto can belto. And Joel reached out to me and we started to collaborate. I think the first one we did, I had to look through my Gmail, of which there were many, was Trying Too Hard, where we did Take a Wrong Turn, which you will see in this concert. Yeah, I mean, who hasn't felt connected to a demented first lady in a bonnet? No, but what I love about Joel's material is he isn't afraid of the absurd, of the silly, of really going there with comedy. And I love that playing with his material allows me to really unlock my inner rodeo clown. But in all seriousness, Joel also writes amazing pop grooves, and his facility with language and metaphor and comedy and wordplay is so fun, and so fun to both read and be a part of. So, Joel, this is definitely over a minute. Happy birthday, my friend. I'm so glad we are collaborators, and here's to many more. Mwah!
You forgot your reward.
Mary Todd, how did you get in here?
Is that any way to greet your fiancé? I could practically pout.
What are you talking about? A fiancé? We only just met.
That's what'll make it so romantic.
Miss Todd, you...
Call me Mary.
You should go. This is not what I want. I want
No one cares what you want! Sorry. I don't. Oh, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Oh, baby. I know you dream of success. Boy, I smell ambition. Oh, baby. Listen and then say yes to my proposition. I can give you what no guy can. Funny how a lie can make or break a life. Take a wife, you're gonna be acclaimed critically. You better learn to want me politically before your honor and your providence become too sweet. Baby, let me be your beard. Oh, baby.
What makes you think I'll accept?
Because it would be super duper easy for me to tell your new boss, my cousin, Mr. John Todd Stewart, I saw Abraham Lincoln and Joshua Fry Speed sitting in a tree doing it. Oops. Oh, baby, I know you dream of success. Oh, baby, listen and then say, don't be ashamed, be afraid, learn to want me, or are you more forgone than I fear? Don't make this weird, you wanna be acclaimed, critically.
Nikka Graff Lanzarone, recording an intro video for the great Joel B. New and his birthday concert. Joel and I have been friends for what is now a very long time. We first met many years ago when we both had theater podcasts, and I was a guest on his podcast, and that was the first time that I was introduced to his music, and I fell in love with him, and he then was stuck with me forever. So please enjoy one of our many collaborations, one of my favorite songs of his. I love you, Joel. Happy birthday.
Some girls give their hearts to their better counterparts, it's true. Some girls give their virginity, anyone in the vicinity will do. Some girls, they sing a swell chanson. I have something more hands-on for you. I've only moments to spare, my darling. They're all I'm willing to share, my darling. Oh, isn't it rapturous how moments capture us, stolen and sublime. Oh, moments are grinding down, the clock is winding down, running out of time. So quick, before this all flees, my darling, before a prying eye sees, my darling, come kiss me fast, pretty please, my darling. I've so quick before this all flees, my darling, before a prying eye sees, my darling, come kiss me fast, pretty please, my darling. I've only a moment to spare.
Hello. So I had the great blessing in my life to meet Joel B. New. I was MDing an NYU grad musical theater show and met Joel, but I don't think we connected until later when he asked me to be a part of a podcast. And it was one of my first podcasts. I didn't know anything about it. And he gave me this fantastic music from McKenzie and the Missing Boy called Overly Oofy. And we had Justin Bacito who sang it and he tap danced. And it was such a creative song and it was jazzy and you didn't know where it was going to go and it told this great story. And I think I fell in love with Joel right then and there. And I was lucky enough that he asked me to be a part of another podcast and another. And we just got each other. I have such love for this guy and happy birthday, Joel. This song that I am introducing is from a musical that Joel wrote called Undertaking Christmas. And it is a Hallmark Christmas movie that is thankfully not like every other Hallmark Christmas movie out there. And it is such a wonderful story, and it is so sweet, and it has such a specific point of view. And this is a little girl who is wishing for a boyfriend for her dad. It's so sweet and sentimental and comes from such a real place that you find yourself almost tearing up because it's that sincere, it's that beautiful. And that's just something that Joel does, that he can do. Anything he writes the best hooks. If he writes a song that's a pop song with a hook, you're singing that on the way out. If he wants to write a song with a story, he really makes you think, and he's so clever about it. But this next one is called All I Want for Christmas is a Boyfriend for My Dad. Happy birthday, Joel. Love you. Mwah.
Dear Santa, I'm writing you this letter, even though I think we both know better than to believe in a guy who breaks in through the fireplace. Last Christmas, what happened here was tragic, so I stopped believing there was magic. This is a huge waste of time, but just in case, a kind and gentle heart, a pair of eyes to match. The second he walks through the door, I'll know that he's a catch. A gentleman and a scholar who can read and write and add. All I want for Christmas is a boyfriend for my dad. He'll never be a jerk or argue or complain. And just because he's beautiful does not mean he'll be vain. He'll never use foul language and he'll listen when I'm sad. All I want for Christmas is a boyfriend for my dad. He'll love the town of sadness. He'll never wanna leave or die from fruitcake poisoning on a calm and peaceful
I've been good. On that you must agree. I promise I'll believe in you if you'll believe in me. Unless there's room in your budget for an iPhone or iPad. All I want for Christmas, all I want for Christmas is a boyfriend for my dad.
Hello, Joel. Hello, everybody. Joel, everyone else, close your ears. Happy birthday. I love you so much. Thank you for asking me to be a part of this. It is always a pleasure working with you in any capacity. I love you. We were connected for your Ars Nova concert, I believe through Lily Cooper. That might be a lie. And I sang Annabelle Lee, and that song is so haunting and beautiful, as so many things that you write are, and I think of it often still. However, tonight we will be hearing The Corpse Danced at Midnight, which I remember being very like, oh, fuck yeah, because it has this like kind of Panic at the Disco-y rock theater with all your like morbidity cabaret thing that you do. It's really cool. And Presidential from Tempting Mr. Lincoln, which is just sad and beautiful and full of longing and mournful, but also hope and pride and just a lot of emotions. And I'm a human. I've had those before, so I understand. And it makes me feel some things. So enjoy, everybody. Let us celebrate just some of the beautiful music that Joel has brought into our world. It has been a pleasure and will continue to be a pleasure sharing an earth with you. We love you, Joel.
Gabe's going to be singing The Corpse Danced at Midnight, which I wrote for him, and it's the first song on the Cabot Cove EP, which we'll talk about later. But I'm just going to let you do it.
Cool.
All right, cool. Thank you. Woo.
The corpse had a dead-end job that suited her fine. She sat at a desk. It started at 9. The corpse had a living beau. Wasn't that great? Should have split up in 2008. But that's another story. One I'm not equipped to be standing around and critiquing. The point I'm trying to make is she's dead, metaphorically speaking. The corpse danced at midnight to all 40 of the top 40 hits. She didn't have ID or a date or a pulse. She didn't give two shits. She stayed on the dance floor until 3 or 4, sometimes even 5. The corpse danced at midnight, 'cause that's the only time she felt alive. The corpse never stood in line. They knew her by sight. They ushered her in night after night. The corpse never paid for drinks, and co-check was free. And every night she sat next to me. But that's another story, one that would make me the poor sap that went kissing and telling. It always ends with me drinking alone. This is far more compelling. The corpse danced at midnight to all 40 of the top 40 hits. She didn't need ID or a date or a pulse. She didn't give two shits. She stayed on the dance floor until 3 or 4, sometimes even 5. The corpse danced at midnight, 'cause that's the only time she felt alive. Why can't she see her own COD? long ago. Long ago. The corpse danced till midnight to all 40 of the top 40 hits. She didn't need ID or a date or a pulse. She didn't give two shits. She stayed on the dance floor until 3 or 4, sometimes even 5. The corpse danced at midnight, 'cause that's the only time she felt alive. That's the only time she felt alive. That's the only time she felt alive. That's the only time she felt alive.
Joel, I actually don't remember the first time we met. I think it was part of NYU, but I do remember getting to sing your incredible songs many, many years ago. I made my Lincoln Center debut with you, singing an incredible song that you wrote, and then I was so lucky to direct your cabaret debut in 2015. And now you are 40 years old. Welcome to the club. Happy birthday, and I cannot wait to see what you create next.
You had asked if I'd care to dance, dear, beneath the blinding moonlight's glow. You were seeking out some romance, dear, and I declined politely. No, but you may have a better chance, dear, if you don't mind my saying so. How can I put this? If you had somebody else's smile and somebody else's grace and somebody else's style and somebody else's face. If you were somebody else's doll with somebody else's charms, if you'd employ all that I've told you, I may want to hold you in my arms. That's not to say every part of you sends me screaming. For the part that's enamored of me is redeeming. If you had somebody else's tact and somebody else's name, if you were attractive or clever, I'm certain I'd never be the same. And you may ask, yes you may, if I have any flaws. I guess so. I am just as imperfect as you. Only less so. If you had somebody else's hands and somebody else's ring, if our wedding band were a square knot, I'm certain I dare not change a thing.
You're sound asleep in my bed. I lie awake with thoughts in my head. Will my heart get lost in the crowd? Is this even allowed? Your arm hangs off of the side. I couldn't make you fit if I tried. All the signs are perfectly clear. You shouldn't even be here. But as I watch you dream, you're more than what you see. I see the potential. More than a man of note, you'll forever have my vote. You're presidential, presidential, presidential. You're my commander-in-chief, as I am lying in disbelief. And until you open your eyes, I'll romanticize. Won't move the tiniest inch, or give myself the tiniest pinch. I don't know what's false and what's real, I only know what I feel. And when the dreaming ends, will you say we're just friends? And I'm inconsequential. No matter how I try, it's impossible to deny. You're presidential, presidential, presidential.
This road, don't throw any curves or fits. Some lights will slip, like our trip tonight is improving. We're in a zoetrope, seeing life through tiny slits. The cage we're in sure can spin, and it looks like we're moving on. My videotape can't be rewound. I gotta escape this round and round. Let's take a wrong turn. Let's take a wrong turn. Let's take a wrong turn. The picture reeks of grain, and the soundtrack's looking worn. You watch the clock. This whole block won't notice or miss me. This place ain't home. It is football, it is corn. Nebraska's great, but the state is starting to piss me off. My videotape can't be rewound. I gotta escape this round and round. Let's take a wrong turn. Let's take a wrong turn. Let's take a wrong turn. Let's get in a wreck and live to tell how we got the heck out of this hell.
Hi, Joel. Happy 40th birthday. I'm honored to be a part of the celebration. Joel and I first met in 2015 when he was looking for a space to do his debut solo show, and he chose the duplex. And as we say, the rest is history. Turns out I was the technician on that show, and we hit it off right away. From there, he invited me to be a guest on his podcast, which was a whole new experience for me. But it cemented our relationship, both as friends and admirers of each other's work. Over the past 7 years, I've had the opportunity to watch Joel grow as an artist and as a producer. And we've had a number of Joel B. New debuts at the duplex since then. But I have to admit, my favorite project is going to have to be Monkey Business Unleashed, which is so Joel, so out of the box, and so much fun. I admire you for who you are. I appreciate what you do, and I'm looking forward to what you create over the next 40 years. Thank you, Joel.
Getting my steps in. Thank you. Now I'm in the shower. We got this. I ain't the type to rush into things, but the way you do things to me. It's 4 a.m. and I'm all wired. Have you gotten tired of me? I am texting, you're not texting, so I'm texting again. Not to be intrusive, why are you so elusive? It's downright abusive. It's not how a boyfriend acts. When it's love, you free it, and when it ain't, so be it. But this is love, can't you see it? It's like you got cataracts. Don't you know I'm crazy for you? Crazy for you. I memorized your voicemail greeting. You're already cheating on me. I hear it in your pre-recorded voice. It's always good when you laugh at your own jokes. We'll start that one over. I've memorized your voicemail greeting. You're already cheating on me. Don't make me track your phone to find you. Who's that guy behind you? It's me. I'm just kidding. That I'm kidding. That's me kidding again. Not to be intrusive. Why are you so elusive? It's downright abusive. This ain't how a boyfriend acts. When it's love, you free it, and when it ain't, so be it. But this is love, can't you see it? It's like you got cataracts. Don't you know I'm crazy for you? Crazy for you. I should probably hate you, but I don't use the word hate. If you're not careful, I'll cancel our first date. Probably not, probably not. JK, JK. Not to be intrusive, why are you so elusive? It's downright abusive. This ain't how a boyfriend acts. When it's love, you free it, and when it ain't, so be it. But this is love, can't you see it? It's like you got cataracts. Don't you know I'm crazy for you? Crazy for you. Don't you know I'm crazy for you?
crazy for you.
Bon anniversaire, Joel, and happy birthday! It seems like it was yesterday, but it was a few years ago that we met at a party in New York City, and I got to sing one of your songs and discovered just how crazy good your music is. And then we invited you over to Paris, and you came in January 2016 to perform a full concert of your songs with a cast of French and Swiss singers. And for that concert, you wrote a song as part of the Match platform that Bill Coyne created in New York City and that we developed here internationally. And this song that you wrote for the concert was based off of one of our performers, the young Lily Queiroz, nightmare about a hen and some chicks robbing a bank. And that became the Cluck Cluck Sisters. Hope you have an amazing birthday. We love you, and we hope to have you back here soon. See you in Paris. Bisous!
Story time. Typical Friday on a spring afternoon. Apart from that, I'm drawing a blank. It was almost 5 o'clock, we'd be closing up soon at the Oklahoma Heritage Bank, when these two little ladies strutted right through the door. And here is where the plot quickly thickens. Despite the dark sunglasses and Burberry trench coats they wore, I could tell they were chickens. I said, next in line, and I waved my hand, so grateful the work week was over and done. Then one of the chickens said something I didn't understand, and the other chicken pulled out a gun. The Cluck Cluck Sisters, I should have known. The Cluck Cluck Sisters, to the finger-licking bone. The Cluck Cluck Sisters, partners in crime. They robbed every other bank for miles and miles around. It was just a matter of time. The elder sister's name was Virginia Cluck. The younger sister's name was Sue. The elder sister Virginia had most of the pluck and was the fouler of the two. There was clearly a pecking order. Virginia had a plan to hatch. She knew they'd be safe once they were south of the border, so they had themselves a train to catch. The Cluck Cluck Sisters, 12 inches tall. The Cluck Cluck Sisters, where did they get real guns that small? The Cluck Cluck Sisters, don't leave a trace. I feared for my life, was too afraid to ask who sold guns to chickens in the first place. Virginia could see her sister was beginning to molt, which means she'd almost lost every feather. The elder sister took this as a signal to bolt and said, Sue, we ain't leaving together. And then she cocked her gun like a bad egg boss. Get ready to see some real feathers fly. The younger sister Sue was about to cross that great big road in the sky. The Cluck Cluck Sisters, one flew the coop. The Cluck Cluck Sisters, the other was made into a soup. The Cluck Cluck Sisters, pardon these puns. If there's anything to learn from the sisters Cluck, It's to always drumstick to your guns. Cha-cha-cha.
When he was talking about it originally, he said he wanted me to play John Wilkes Booth, but he didn't want me to have any lines. Okay. I'm game. So sure, I can do that. And I thought I'm thinking about all my like mimey stuff and how much I can do to like steal focus with no lines. And then one day he said, "Hey, I need you to come over because I wrote a song for the Lincoln Show and I need you to sing it." And I came over and it was the opening song. It was Ode to Abe, and it was a song for John Wilkes Booth to sing. And then the rest is history. Again, subtlety. I think that's my chief talent. And Joel, okay, I'm going to say something, and I really don't want to say this, because you know how I really feel about you. But you are one of my best friends. I adore you so much. I don't know what I would do without you. And happy, happy birthday. Many happy returns of the day. And if you would please hurry the fuck up and get successful, because I'm writing the coattails. And so far, all I've got is a lot of credit card debt. So please.
He may be a stately 6'4". He may have won the Civil War. His face may be on Mount Rushmore. And that's not all. Loved by GOPs and Democrats. Has his own line of fine top hats. And even when he's wearing flats, he's still quite tall. He did many things to be proud of. May have a face only moms could love. When they went low, he went above. And against the odds, he may say the Gettysburg Address. He may have secrets to suppress. He may prefer a man's caress to Mary Todd's. Hello, and welcome to tonight's performance of Tempting Mr. Lincoln. My name is John Wilkes Booth. We're delighted you could make it. However, before we go any further, I bid you fair warning. What you are about to witness is stupid. It's also silly, sweet, fun, historically inaccurate, and queer as fuck. If you don't like the sound of any of that, well, no one's holding a gun to your head, sweetie. In history books he made his mark, but did he ever cruise the park, looking to do some guy-on-guy stuff in his youth? He may be a man so tall and great, but let us set his record straight. The life he can't emancipate in fact was his. He mustn't forget his pride of speed, shot in the private magazine. If that is not a true show queen, nobody is.
Shot in a private mezzanine. If that is not a true show queen,
Happy birthday, Joel. I've been thrilled to be a collaborator of yours over the years on so many projects as an orchestrator and arranger, including the first show we did together, which was To Hell and Back, where we got to rock out pretty hard in the Laurie Beachman. And then we did the Cabot Cove album together, which was such a rich and rewarding process for me. I love those tracks, and I love that you even let me bring my dad into the studio to play clarinet on that album, which was and is such a special moment in my life and in our partnership as musicians in the family. I love working on your Trying Too Hard opening number and the dance break, the tap break in McKenzie and the Missing Boy. So whenever you want your music to become more strange and complicated, give me a call. That's what I'm here for. I love that everything you compose has a different style to it, but your signature wink always comes through. Have a happy birthday. Keep the music coming. Give me a call. And I can't wait to work with you again.
Hi. This stool seems lonely. I'm going to use it for acting. There are days I want to get behind the wheel and drive. Reserve a zip car named Maurice and take I-95. We're going north, can't keep us down. No. We're on the hunt for a fictional town. Cabot Cove. It's a place that doesn't care about the daily grind. My Netflix queue and your Soul Cycle class, leave them behind. We'll cross this off our bucket list. Yeah. Visit a town that doesn't really exist. Cabot Cove, Cabot Cove, and we'll stay for only half a day because of all of the murders. We'll be back in time for you to take your spinning class. I'll take an episode of Murder, She Wrote and sit on my ass. We'll grow apart, I'll grow obese. Oh. And you'll forget we drove a car named Maurice. I'll see you in Cabot Cove. Meet me in Cabot Cove. Find me in Cabot Cove. Thank you very much. I'm Joel B. New, and I'm trying too hard.
Hi, Joel. Happy birthday. Welcome to 40. You made it. You and I met at Oklahoma City University 22 years ago. Yeah. But our friendship really started here in New York, and I'm so grateful for that. This next song, Beautiful Sleeping Giant, is one of my favorites of yours. Every time I hear it, I think of your mom and all the love she instilled in you that you share with the world. And I think the song is about dreaming, and I love you, and I hope you feel love today, and happy birthday! Mwah.
Hi there, I'm Joshua Hinck. Joel and I have known each other for many years now. We met the same way that most people meet these days, on the internet. Now, I was putting together a cabaret and needed one more song for my friend Miguel to sing. I reached out to Joel, he gave us permission to do the song, and then didn't come to the show. But thankfully, our correspondence didn't end there. I reached out and asked if he wanted to do a jam session to his music at a studio at Ripley Greer. He said yes. And you know, my voice must have left a good impression on him that day, because he later emailed me and asked me if I could turn pages for him at a 54 Below show. But seriously, it has been such a joy working with Joel over all of these years on shows like To Hell and Back, McKenzie and the Missing Boy, Undertaking Christmas, and most recently, Tempting Mr. Lincoln. Now, one of my favorite settings that Joel has done is of Edna St. Vincent Millay's poem, Travel. This is for 3 voices, so please enjoy Alison Mickelson, Charlie Levy, and myself singing Travel. Happy 40th birthday, Joel. So much love and adoration for you. Cheers.
The railroad track is miles away, and the day is loud with voices speaking. If there isn't a a train goes by all day, but I hear its whistle shrieking. All night, there isn't a train goes by, though the night is still sleep and dreaming, but I see its fingers on the sky, and hear its majesty
My heart is warm with the friends I make,
and better friend, I'll not be away. And there isn't a train I wouldn't take, no matter where it's going. Yet there isn't a train I wouldn't take, no matter where, no matter where, no matter where it's going. That's it!
So that's it. That's the concert. I can't believe it. 40 years, 40 songs, and so many more. I'm just so grateful for all of these fantastic artists and friends who have come together and continue to come together to support the weirdness and the queerness and the stupidity and all the fun stuff that I get to make up. So when I was thinking about what I wanted to do for an encore, I was thinking about writing something new and thinking about what I want to manifest professionally, creatively, personally. And then I realized that I had kind of already written that song a long time ago when I was about 21. And now that I've doubled in age, I thought it'd be super fun, basically, to take a look at that song, because I haven't looked at it or thought about it since 2004. The only time I performed it in front of an audience was at the Laurie Beachman. I was in New York for the NYU Applicants Weekend, and a handful of us went to the Beachman, and we were invited to perform something on the stage. And so this is the song that I chose to perform. And yeah, I can't believe I found it. And I can't believe I'm going to perform it for you now. But it should give you a pretty good, strong sense of, what I'm working on in my life right now. And I just want to thank you all again from the bottom of my heart for being here always and being here tonight. And as Thomas Hinck said, here's to the next 40. And without further ado, here's Dad's Lullaby. Mwah. Come on, little Michael, please stop your cries. Couldn't you be tired and close both your eyes? Your other dad is sleeping, and I wish you were too. So come on, little Michael, tell me what to do. Do you want your blanket? Is that it down on the floor? With a bottle and some binkies and a purple dinosaur. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm glad you're having fun, depriving me of sleep. It's a good thing you're my son. Oh, little Michael, I gotta say I'm afraid that since you are a smaller me, you'll repeat mistakes I've made and live always wondering what could have been. Will you make good choices? Will you fit in? Should I tell you a story or pretend to eat your toes? Make some funny faces. Hey, look, I got your nose. I can see now you didn't like that. It made you laugh before. Okay, I'll just keep rocking you and your purple dinosaur. I'm sure you'll do great at whatever life may throw. And I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here with you as you grow. Grow into a man that I'll be proud to know. And before we know it, it's time for you to go. In the meanwhile, little Michael, we make a good team. Me, I get to hold you, so you get to dream. So dream now, little Michael, and may they all come true. Mine did, little Michael, since I get to love you. Oh, mine did, little Michael, since I get to love you. I'll introduce myself. I wrote some shows. They're full of famous songs that no one knows. I've done the podcast thing, web series too. No matter what I've done, it's Joel B. Who. A bolt of lightning hit me, baby. That maybe Joel B. knew it's trying too hard, poor thing. Joel B. knew it's trying too hard. Let's sing.